Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I've had this one for a bit. I didn't want to rush and make a video, but I also don't really need 20 minutes to cover it, so here's a quick take that took a while to get to. But before we get into that, don't forget to check this great discount for it. You can find the link in both the video description and the top comment below. Alright, enough talk, let's get right into it.
Let's start by delving into the insights shared by our first reviewer.
This reviewer had a truly mixed experience with this new printer, describing a journey from extreme frustration to eventual satisfaction. The setup process was described as the worst they have ever encountered. While not considering themselves tech-savvy, our reviewer noted that they had successfully installed several other printers in mere minutes, whereas this particular device took hours of effort. Most of the difficulties stemmed from complex security measures, like changing a default password and navigating internet features the client had no intention of using. The user manual proved to be of little help, forcing them to use search engines just to decipher the company's own terminology. Simple-sounding requests, such as entering the machine's IP address or username, became a frustrating guessing game due to ambiguous instructions and multiple options presented without clear guidance for an average user. However, once the setup agony was finally over, our reviewer's opinion started to shift. When it comes to its primary function, the printing performance is a highlight. This client found it to be fast with crisp text, and while the speed was more impressive than the absolute print quality, there were no real complaints about the latter. The device itself also feels well built and sturdy. The other functions were more of a mixed bag. Copying quality was deemed just okay, something that could perhaps be improved with adjustments. The scanning feature, however, was a genuine letdown, producing results that were surprisingly fuzzy and lacked sharpness. In the end, despite the initial ordeal, this client is actually quite satisfied with the printer's performance now that it is up and running. There's a sense of pride in having conquered the challenging installation, leaving them hoping that the hard part is truly behind them.
Now, let's hear directly from our first reviewer about their experience.
This reviewer begins by expressing absolute delight with their new machine, declaring it a perfect example of what a quality laser printer should be. Our reviewer found this device to be wonderfully simple to operate, with a setup process that was completely straightforward and hassle-free. The print quality itself is a major highlight, described as excellent and consistently sharp, reinforcing the client's overall satisfaction right from the start. This positive experience marks the end of a long and frustrating journey with other printing technologies. For many years, this client was caught in a cycle of purchasing and replacing various inkjet models from different manufacturers. It turned into a costly ordeal, as none of the machines proved to be durable. Our reviewer recounts a consistent pattern of problems, including sloppy print quality, ink cartridges that would either dry out or be difficult to install, and printers that would simply break down. The only benefit those machines offered was color capability, but the incredibly high cost of the ink and the constant reliability issues ultimately made it a poor trade-off. After spending a small fortune on a series of useless printers, this client is confident they have finally found a lasting solution. They are so impressed with the quality and build of this laser printer that they guarantee it will last them for at least 5 years, vowing never to return to the world of inkjets. Looking to the future, if a need for color printing arises, the plan is to purchase a color laser model from the same maker. The final verdict is that the old-fashioned reliability of laser technology is superior in every aspect, earning a wholehearted recommendation.
Alright, let's find out what our next reviewer has to share.
This reviewer had a pretty bad history with a certain other brand of printer, let's just say, and was really determined to find something better. The kind of printer that doesn't just feel like you're throwing money away every time it needs new ink, something that feels like it might actually be worth repairing if something goes wrong. A reviewer admits to not being the most tech-savvy person out there and even gets a little stressed setting up new gadgets, but this laser printer was surprisingly easy to get connected to both a MacBook Pro and an iPhone. It really was a simple process. The client is aware it has only been a short time using the product, so its durability is still an unknown, but so far the experience has been excellent. This is the reviewer's first time owning a laser printer, and while missing color prints is a small downside, they are so over inkjet printers, especially living in a dry climate where ink cartridges seem to dry out in record time. This is also the first time this client has purchased a product from this brand, but based on the initial impression, they are extremely happy with this printer. This reviewer has no intention of going back to the previous brand, and so far, this laser printer earns a solid 5 stars.
That's it for this one. If you found this helpful, tap that like button and subscribe for more. Got thoughts? Questions? Let's talk in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.